Meow.
Meow.
If something's wrong, we'll figure it out. Like we always do.
If something's wrong, it'll probably just be wrong forever, like it always is.
Yeah.
Right. Somebody will tell us, be like, "Oh, you know how to make metal plating? How come the chat's not telling you how to make metal plating?" Like, it's so simple, Brian. Why can't you figure out how to make metal plating?
It's just 50 ferrite dust. Everybody knows that, Brian. Everybody knows that.
Everybody but Brian knows. It's like a Leonard Cohen song. Everybody knows. Can we just...
Warning.
Everybody knows.
GAMESCAST incoming.
I love that fucking song.
Here we go. Start the show. There's that cat. There's that cat that we love.
What's up, Johnny Right Pop, Kyle, PSVR, Crusty Dixie, my dude, Robert Sullivan, love you too, man, Gecko Man 11, Ezra the Game Cat, meow meow, Duran fan, Bodazzle. What's up, Bodazzle? Welcome. Zero, how's it going? Wait, is the custom beat? No, Zero. We will get to that, but it's official. Juice, my dude, just incredible.
Mr. Juice.
Kev Gret, welcome. Kev Gret, you ready? We're doing the top 20 today. I hope you're ready.
We're not.
We already decided number one already. It's
the Game Cat. It's time now, my friend. ADHD, welcome. JB, what's up, dude? Miles Dyer. Gabe, good to see you. Matthew Luttrell, I gotta hurry up. She who games with her little monster cat. Hey, welcome. We are so glad you made it. Oh, and of course, Still Time. Hello. Guys on fist bump to you.
Hello, everyone. Oh, guys got here just in time for his fist bump.
Yeah, that was close. Scott Jessica, what's up, man?
That's all you
got?
got?
All right, let's get it rolling. Is that everybody?
That was perfect. The music just started right now. It's like bump, bump, dump, bump, dump, bump, bump, bump. I wish I could hear it. I don't know how that works. So,
yeah.
Okay, let's do this thing.
When do we start smiling for the camera?
Right now.
Hey.
Hey everybody, this is PSVR GamesCast Live, where we film live every 6 p.m. every Thursday, every time, every week, every month, every year, every day. None of that stuff is true. My name is Bryan Paul from this channel right here without Parole. And to my far left, all the way over there in the brightest square on the screen, that is AJ from PSVR Underground, and also our channel right here. He does a lot of stuff. We'll talk about that as well. What's going on, AJ? How you doing, buddy?
Oh, man. Amazing. Everything is amazing right now.
Is everything awesome?
Everything is awesome. Everything is amazing. Couldn't be better. So good to see everybody in the chat. What is up? We got a lot to talk about today. Hope you guys are all doing well.
And this guy right here in the middle is Dave from Davestation VR. He does interesting live streams and reviews. And I don't know what the hell you've been doing. I
haven't been doing much. I think last time you asked me, I haven't even done anything since then. So keep an eye out. Maybe at some point I'll actually use my channel for something.
Nice.
If you guys are subscribed, I don't know. But
hopefully use it for good and not evil.
I like that shirt, Dave.
I try to. Thanks. Yeah, I like this one a lot.
Just looking at that just relaxes me for some reason.
I could just replace the whole frame with my.
Is it really soft? It looks really soft.
It is, and it's pretty worn in too. I've had it for a long time, so it's very comfy. Anyways, I'm in the middle of a super long work day, so it's going to be another one of those days where I got to drop at 7. So
luckily
that's the end of my intro. Let's get to it.
Luckily, we've got a guest to take your place at 7 p.m. Eastern.
Yes,
who could it be?
Who could it be?
A very exciting one.
Sean Murray. No, it's not Sean Murray.
Holy shit.
I don't think it's Sean Murray. I could be totally wrong. Just a little bit of housekeeping while we get the show up and running here. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe to David, and make sure you subscribe to PSVR Underground as well. But also, make sure you hit up our communities. The one that is probably the most thriving is our Discord, which the link for that is in the description. There's people talking all the time. And I guess our PS4 community is still running. Anyone who's doing that and not doing Discord is crazy, but you can still join that community over there. The PSVR Without Parole GameCats, all one word. Also, change your name to GameCat, and then tell us in the comments that you did it so we can give you a shout out on Viewer Takeover. Also, submit your Viewer Takeover questions somewhere in the comments or on the Discord server, and so we can answer and read your questions on Viewer Takeover. A couple other things real quick. Real important stuff. One, support us on Patreon, patreon.com/withoutparolegames for just $1 or more every month if you like what you see. We really appreciate your help because that's what I'm living off of right now. Pizza doesn't buy itself. Also, we do have some shirts available. Right now, only the black one is available because I want to make sure the colors for the other ones are correct. We had some complaints about that. Also, we are having a GameCat meetup. The meetup is happening October
19th.
19th at Six Flags New England. And make sure to just hit up our Facebook event page and let us know that you're coming, because we're still trying to figure out how the discounted rate is going to happen, and hopefully we'll have some more information about that very soon. And then finally, if you're only going to tune into one PSVR GamesCast live this year, make sure it's not this one. Make sure it's next week's.
Too late.
Because that is the one we'll be doing the top 20 list on.
Top 20.
And I'm
finally almost
excited.
here.
It's dangerously close. And No Man's Sky comes out one day before the Gamescast. So
it's gonna
that is going to be bonkers.
It's going to be a 7-hour Gamescast. We're just going to talk nonstop.
Yeah. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
It's going to be gory as hell, too. So bring your weapons.
Maybe I should have taken Wednesday and Thursday off now that I think about it. We could have just started the Gamescast at noon and go all day.
I had a dentist appointment on Wednesday, and I didn't realize that maybe I made it right before they made the announcement or something. And so I actually had to call them, and I was like, I'm going to be busy all day that day. I can't reschedule it for a different time. And they said, what about the next day? And I was like, I'm going to be recovering from the thing that I'm doing the next day. So I don't think that's going to work out too well.
Yeah.
I love how Lou states, I never realized that AJ and PSVR Underground were the same person. Shocked face.
Mind blown at this point.
I'm also God Cannon, if you've heard of that name.
He's got way too many names.
GC.
It's like you're in.
It really should say GC PSVR Underground.
It's you're in Wu-Tang or something. Hey, there's a relevant. Yeah.
Okay, Day.
Yeah, they got nicknames.
WNZA.
Daquan Wizza.
Is Daquan your favorite?
No, so Raekwon is one of my favorites, and Jizza is one of my favorites. So I just changed it to my initials, Daquan Wizza, as a long time ago. But I still like Wu-Tang. So
interesting. Yeah. All right, you guys. Probably we need to take care of some important news, especially some stuff that dropped today. What do you think? Should we talk about that first?
We have some amazing news. Do you have the trailer going?
I mean,
we're gonna talk about the biggest news today. Racket Fury has not passed its certification.
You son of a bitch!
July 29th. They do have less bugs to work with now, though. So Racket Fury, the next certification is going to be going to on the 22nd of August this month. So hopefully, fingers crossed for them, they get that taken care of. And
what could possibly be the problem over there? What is that? 10 Ants Hill? Is that the developer? What could possibly be going on over there?
So here's what I've heard on the Quest. The multiplayer is not that solid. Like people will kind of bop around, like phase in. They were just there, and then they show up over here, and it's kind of hard to actually like get a good, challenging game going. Is what they said when it first launched.
Interesting.
And so I think Sony is probably not cool with that. I assume they want it to run pretty damn well if they're going to do that. So it's probably just optimizing it and making sure the netcode is good so it actually like runs properly.
Yeah. I mean, and that is one of the great things about Sony's certification process. We all complain about it. We all we're like, oh, why the hell can't this thing get out of cert? What the hell are they doing? But ultimately, for the most part, when things get to us, they're much more polished than they are on the PC side of things.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
With them, I gotta say, just one last thing. The clock is ticking for them because there's that other Pong game coming out that luckily
11.
A lot of people already have.
There's 11 and there's Pro, Ping Pong Pro or whatever it is by the Ping Pong VR developers.
Okay.
So
they're at it again.
So
they're
gonna have, if they can get through the certification, they're gonna have a great head start because people already like the game. But they've just been waiting for the multiplayer. So hopefully they can get that fixed at some point.
Yeah. I think we need to talk about something more important than that, even though.
I think so too.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right.
I was waiting for you to make another joke.
I was trying to find another one. I was like, Dirt 2.0 doesn't have VR support or PSVR support.
Nope.
All right. So today we got some amazing news. It almost seemed like it was an accident at first, but Hello Games released a trailer featuring tons of new little keys and giveaways of what to expect for No Man's Sky Beyond, which we all know is out next week, the 14th. It's funny, though, because the tweet that they sent out said, launches today. And like I like started freaking out and everything. Everyone started freaking out. But that was just a mistake. The tweet was a mistake because if you clicked on the article, it gave you some more information and it said, we're so excited for this next week. So I don't know about you guys, but I noticed a lot of new things in this trailer. And GameCats in the chat, everyone, let us know what you saw as well. But to me, the biggest ones, there's tons of little things, and I don't even think this is everything. But number one, riding animals.
Oh, I wanted to say that one. They show you riding on a fucking crab, and it looks awesome. You're chilling with like 3 other friends. Everybody's riding along, like a little moseying along on a crab. Oh, it looks beautiful. But there's also like
amazing
bigger creatures too, like dinosaur-looking stuff. They give you glimpses of everything.
It's randomly generated, so you can always get something, or procedurally generated. Sorry, so you can get like a lizard, dolphin, gecko, dinosaur, and be riding that if you wanted to. So really, the possibilities are endless. I'm curious about a couple things. I know you said, well, can you like train them? Can you have them attack other things while riding them? I think that would be so cool.
No, what I'm thinking is if they're like vehicles like anything else, you have an upgrade path where, say, you get a crab, he's your pet, and then you train him to use his claws to crack rocks to get minerals or something like that. I feel like there's a lot of cool ways you could do that, or just train them up so they can go farm for you. Yeah, like a lot of games have a concept of a pet type creature that you send to go do stuff for you.
Yeah, like Dino Frontier. Shit.
Exactly, just like that. So that would be really cool too. I saw some creatures that look like centaurs or something, and I would feel weird riding a centaur because it's like half a person on top anyway.
What do you think? How lengthy do you think this process is going to be in terms of like domesticating an animal? Do you think it's going to be like Red Dead Redemption kind of stuff, or is it going to be, do you think you're just going to have to feed it a bunch of times? Like, because the one thing I know about No Man's Sky is that to do any one thing, you have to do like fucking 20 things leading up to
it.
Yeah, for sure.
So it can't be as easy as just walk up and hold square. That can't be it.
Yeah, it's got to be part of the same framework, I'm sure. It won't just be walk up to a dude and be like, hey, can I ride on you? And then he's like, thumbs up.
I've had that experience actually. It's gone pretty well now.
Is that in a bathhouse?
Yeah. I don't think we need to go down that path, but I think everyone knows what I'm talking about.
Where did that come? Oh, let's see. They're all mentioning that, you may have to feed them. Seraphin, somebody said, I want to ride a dolphin, and Seraphin wishes he was a dolphin. I agree. But I think that the point of that, reason of bringing that up is I'm curious if you can ride underwater animals as well as airborne animals. I don't know how you would catch one of the flying animals, like jumping out of your plane in midair and landing on it.
That sounds
like
exciting.
Your James Bond or something. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Or
Brian, I know you're a big never-ending story guy. I hope you can. What is that thing called again?
A luck dragon.
A luck dragon. Yeah. I'm hoping you find your luck dragon. There's something on my base planet that actually kind of looks like that. It doesn't have the dog dragon face, but that's going to be one of the first things I try is to see if I can catch one of those or try and jump on it or something. Figure out some way to ride that. But
so if I was gonna add that to this game, what I would do is add a thing on your multi-tool that lets you shoot like a net into the sky or like harpoon or like grab a creature.
Yeah.
Because with locomotion, it's going to be hard to get up there where they're flying. And jumping out of your ship, that's not going to work by any means. So I feel like just hooking them out of the sky, pulling them down, and then like starting off on the ground when you ride them.
I like what Plo617 said. You probably have to construct a saddle, and like that makes perfect sense in this.
I bet you.
In this
I
game.
don't see why they would stray away from the formula. I think it'd be too easy to just like it's obviously I'm a big Final Fantasy VII fan. You had to get a lure, and then you had to feed them and like tame them. I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, if they Pokemon that shit. Oh, dude.
But I think I could totally see them making something you have to do, whether like train in a certain skill or something like that to be able to ride them. But man, I just got to say, like, it sounds so awesome. That's one of my favorite things. There's another huge part of the update, but that immediately I think is resonating with a lot of people because who doesn't love like a pet companion or something? Now it's a mount that you can actually
Yeah, and that's the cool thing that we had never heard of previously. Like, we all knew multiplayer was getting updates, stuff like that. And so you see some glimpses of that, which I think is what we're going to talk about next. But I had no clue you could even get pets, let alone ride them. They haven't said anything about that. So it's just out of nowhere, and it's really, really exciting.
Gotcha. So the other thing is that they mentioned is you'll notice there's a new looking area and there's a new anomaly that they fly into. And it's called the Nexus. And it's a shared social space that brings people together and lets them play with friends or join with random strangers like never before. But what he mentions here in the article from PS Blog is he says suddenly your ship that you spent 50 hours earning can now be seen by others in the Nexus. So, and your rare spacesuit and unique helmet can be shown off to other players. So there's a lot of things in this game that when you run into a random player or, have some, you don't always see the same thing. Sometimes people see a different kind of ship, something like that. So I guess that's part of the update is they're going to have it so you can actually show off and see, there's some awesome looking ships. Speaking of, there look like to be a couple new ships in this, as well as like a couple new other things. There was in the very beginning a new NPC. It looked like, first of all the NPCs are always in the buildings and just sitting there. And it looked like, I don't know if it was an NPC, but it looked like in the very beginning that there was NPCs walking around. Yep. That could have been a multiplayer, but they also looked different. I don't know if you guys caught on to that. They look different than some of the other things, so it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, they definitely. I was trying to count the number of other players I was seeing run around in each one to see if they had secretly kind of revealed how many more players could be playing in the Beyond update together.
Yeah,
And I kept losing track. And again, like JJ was saying, I wasn't sure what was another player and what was an NPC or what was going on here. So it would be interesting to kind of dissect that trailer and see if you can actually uncover some information like that.
Yeah, it was kind of hard to keep up because they do those tracking shots where like somebody runs past you and then you don't see him again and you didn't see him before.
Right.
And then you turn a corner and there's a guy doing something on your right. And it's like, is that a different guy than the guy who just ran past me? Or like, but it looks like maybe at least 8. I think that's what people are guessing, right? Like up to 8.
Yeah, I'm hoping for like at least 12, or as many as possible. But, obviously
for sure.
There are definitely some big indications that the multiplayer count is going to be expanding, which 4 is already pretty great, but, absolutely want to have as many as possible. Many game cats getting together and just roaming space battles and stuff.
I love that.
Last night I felt like we hit our 4 limit really fast, and I still wanted to get joystick in there. We could have got other people in there. So, right. Yeah.
I love that we started this show talking about how 10 Ants Hill couldn't get a second player on the other side of a ping pong table working correctly, and now we're like, oh yeah, no, this infinite galaxy that we're exploring, we want 12 players.
Right.
Yep. Fingers crossed. We'll see what happens.
Well, I trust them. Yeah. I know somebody in the chat is going to be like, don't ever trust them again. They're still liars. They've always been liars, because that's what happens on your streams when you stream it.
But if you want to take that stance, I'm like, you know what? Like, fucking vote with your wallets. Don't buy the game.
You're missing out.
You're definitely missing out. But also
Speaking
but also like try to keep up. That's the other thing is like there's been, I'm not a No Man's Sky player. I've only started playing like 2 weeks ago at best. And the fact is I was blown away by how much stuff they added and actually like the construction of my own personal narrative, like the way that's going, the way that I'm like I could tell a story from the 10 hours that I've played in this game. And it's been a lot of fun, and I know that I've got hundreds of more hours to go, and it would just be so crazy for anyone to be like, I just don't want to find what my No Man's Sky story is. I just don't understand why you wouldn't want to take that chance, especially when you can pick the game up so cheap. Somebody was saying it's on
half
sale
price.
Right now for $25.
It's half price. Yep, so, half price. I think physical and digital. At least digital. It's on sale.
It's on both Steam and PSN. It's a half price.
I've seen people get copies at GameStop used for like $12 or something. So like, keep an eye out. They're out there.
Low risk.
You might be able to go get just a physical copy from the local store for $20. That's what everybody was picking them up after the announcement.
And it's worth noting that they're re-releasing a physical version of this when it comes out, and that will be full price most likely, I think.
I'm curious. I'm really curious to know because there is so much added content. It's just strange that like they're leading up to the launch by giving everyone like this huge discount. You're like, hey, $25 to basically get into what could potentially be the biggest PlayStation VR game yet. And then suddenly after it drops, you're gonna do a physical release for what, $50 or $60.
Well, it's kind of like exactly what Space Junkies did, except for it might actually work this time.
Yeah. So
because I don't know.
Isn't that the opposite of what Space Junkies did? They launched at 40 and then dropped it to 15.
Well, there was an in-between where nobody was on it, and they were trying to get people into it, and they said, okay, we're going to add all these big updates to people who already own the game and want more things, such as smooth turning, move support, more lobbies, or more maps, bots, all that shit. And they added that stuff, but right before they did, they said, okay, well, it's going to be half price until then, and then after that, it's full price again.
Yeah.
Except nobody actually really picked it up during that time. Whereas No Man's Sky, I think they're selling a fuck ton of copies right now.
And just to clarify, I'm actually surprised because we've been talking about this game so much that maybe we're just kind of skipping over the details for some people. Just to clarify, there's two very important things to note. One, if you own this game in any form at all, digital or physical, it doesn't matter when you bought it. You're getting all of this stuff for free. You're getting all of the PSVR updates, the Beyond update, everything for free. And then the other thing to note is that, and I was really surprised to hear this, some people don't know that it's the entire game. Like that is not just like a No Man's Sky experience or something or a mode.
They originally said mode in the state of play, but then Shamari quickly said, no, it's the full game.
Yeah.
When they were asked about it.
And this is a gigantic game. You could probably spend more hours in this game than almost any other game.
I'm definitely interested to see some of like the inside of the exocrafts and stuff, the little vehicles, vehicles and stuff, because you only control one of them. You have the ability to do first person, I think, and the other ones don't even have it. So they've also confirmed that you'll be using, even though it's just move support for now is all we know, and moves DualShock 4.
Yeah.
You'll be controlling a little HOTAS in there. It doesn't have HOTAS support, but you'll be controlling a joystick and a thruster. So that will be interesting as well. I can't wait to go and take the exocrafts out, and it's just amazing. They also said that this isn't the last update to come, so they're going to be supporting this game in other ways, adding more things. So I'm pretty sure if the community is, because the community is so active and everybody's vocal about it, there's a lot more things that could happen. I know even Seraphin earlier mentioned something about, because we still are missing information from the update. We've gotten a lot from this trailer, but we're still missing some key things. Seraphin mentioned earlier about maybe a food system, and I think I know where he's coming from with that. They data mined the game a while back, and it showed that there was like some food and stuff like that. So they could be implementing that as well, but we'll have to wait and see for that one. But something else. Go ahead.
I wouldn't be as excited about the food thing unless it tied into the pets somehow. Because for me, I already have enough survival systems to keep up with. There's one thing for dealing with a toxic environment. There's one thing for dealing with a snowstorm. Like if I got to eat on top of that, and I'm not used to doing that as part of the survival routine, I can't see that adding a whole lot to the experience for me. But if I'm feeding my pet, then shit, yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, I would love to. I have no problem with that. The other thing we were talking about is like, can you take these pets with you off the planet?
That's a good question.
Where do you put them in your ship?
There are going to be more ships, so I don't know. Maybe you can teleport them to your freighter or something. I don't know. But it would be cool if you have. There might be a pet that you just have, like, you become really fond and friends together of, and want to take them with you. So that would be a nice feature as well. But like I said, at the end of the day, I'm so excited to just be able to ride them and go around, and hopefully we can do a bunch of crazy, silly stuff on them.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be
some of the planets I'm on too. They are vicious, so it would be really hard to capture those, but I really want to try and they're like a saber-toothed tiger looking thing. That would be awesome.
Going through the galaxy and creating these relationships with different species. you know, saying like your standing with this species has evolved or improved or whatever. You kind of keep getting those notices at random times or after you've done certain things. I'm curious to know if like there's going to be a whole pet situation that's similar to that, where you're like, oh, you're standing with your, you know, gigantic octopus lizard has increased. I'm like, oh, fantastic. Now we can go hang out together. You know, now he's going to attach himself onto the outside of my ship while we take off out into the
You have like an affinity system with your pet.
Yeah.
So that's not it though. There's more that's been picked up from this trailer. One of the GameCats showed pointed out that early on in the trailer that there was a tree house and some kind of like zip line looking thing. So there could be zip lines as well. It's like really early in the trailer. So I know you can build bases pretty high and stuff. Most of that stuff you see in the very first scene is just your regular base building stuff. Although there was some piece of equipment that I had no idea what that was.
The one that he walked past that was like swirling, and it was like a big mechanical thing.
I have not never seen that, so I have no idea. It could be some kind of like farming device, or resource gathering thing. Who knows? But animal grooming. I love the comments here, but yeah, the tree houses should be cool to be able to integrate your base instead of like build it up, build platforms to make it do that. To be able to like put a base on the side of a mountain or something would be just incredible. In flat screen looks amazing sometimes, so the view in VR could just be breathtaking.
I mean, I wonder if when they were thinking about VR, they were like, oh, zip lines would be a really fun use of being able to be in VR for this game. Because what we did in the GameCat base is we've made this super, super high platform where if you jump off of it and don't use jetpacks, it takes like 45 seconds to hit the ground. It's this crazy long free fall. And in VR, I'm so excited to get up there and have like a thrill ride waiting for me. You know what I mean? Like skydiving. So zip lines, you could make some crazy, like really fun sort of rides almost, I feel like. That's going to be, I can't wait to see what people do with the stuff and how it plays out in VR. Because it's just endlessly amazing what people can come up with.
I've got a quick question for you guys, and it's all speculation, I think, at this point. There's a lot of questions about Move support and DualShock 4 support. Obviously, all the trailers that we've seen, and, you know, coming from Hello Games themselves, have already acknowledged that there will be dual Move support right out of the gate, right? And so...
You could see it in the trailer, too.
Yeah, so... But what about... Do you think there'll be DualShock 4 support for the VR version? Because
absolutely.
I think so.
100,000%. Yes.
Because we have seen games that's not the case for.
A big game like this, I would say absolutely.
I mean, we haven't seen games where that's the case, where you're supposed to play for 100 hours.
Right.
After a certain amount of time, you kind of, maybe you don't want to use the moves for everything. Or maybe you get into a space battle and you realize, okay, this is fun control scheme for cruising around, but if I need to defend myself, I'm going to use a DualShock 4.
That is going to be interesting. We were talking about that as well. Sorry, go ahead, continue.
Oh, no, I'm just saying, I think it's definite that they will have it there the whole way through, because it's just the kind of game where you kind of want to relax and sit back and dive in for 6 hours or something, and Move controllers not always conducive to that. So...
Right. Just to relax and play. It could be, to be able to switch it out. A game like this, I also expect to have like optional blinders, not forced blinders, and hopefully they have like smooth turning, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
I would think a company like this, I don't want to just guess, but I would really think that they had that. And that's just going to be really important as well. But, the only concern that I have with the moves is controlling the thrusters and the joystick while flying. I think obviously it's been shown that it can be done, but I do have that small thing in the back of my mind saying, like Ultra Wings, where sometimes you'd have to like adjust, like in mid-flight, your hand would start floating off or something a little bit. Not floating off, but it wouldn't be like on the joystick. So
yeah, and in Ultra Wings, you didn't have pirates trying to kill you and take your shit either.
Exactly.
So like,
that's true.
That is something else that looked like they showed just one frame in this trailer. They show one quick frame of space battles underwater. So there's probably some more hidden stuff in there. I don't know.
Wait, I missed that. Did you say underwater battles?
No. Space battles.
Okay,
and then they showed underwater.
Under. I was like, space battles underwater.
Space battles underwater.
Submarine fucking battle royale.
No, but we'll see. As far as like the other thing, somebody else mentioned like they're hoping there's boss fights or something. I would love something like that. There could be either PvP or some other like. I would love. I'm more used to like an MMO style system where
like a raid,
a dungeon, go dungeon raiding. You get different items. You take on a big boss. You get a bunch of credits. Like a hunt. I would love to go hunting in this game. Hey, there's this thing that lives in this kind of planet and is in this environment, and you have to go track it down with your group of friends and kill it. And it's super strong. And just something like that would just be absolutely amazing for me. And also, like I said, it looks like there's a new race in this game. So there could be more NPCs to come, more story potentially. Just so much to go off of in this trailer for sure. But I don't know, guys. Did we space water? did we miss anything, guys, in the chat? Let me check the chat. Let me see if they noticed anything else going on. Because
I'm gonna watch this again too as we're finishing up here, just to see if there's anything I meant to talk about and missed. One thing we should mention actually is the rumor that's going around about the fact that they hired like the top PC modder to work on the procedural generation for this one. There was a guy who had modded the game and basically like upped the amount of diversity in the flora, the fauna, and the planet generation.
Right.
And people were like, "Wow, this guy's crazy." And then he kind of went silent, and he was like seen on Twitter, like in the same city that the devs are in, and they're keeping tight-lipped about it. But if it's one of those things like where with Beatsaber, they hired custom mappers, and then the mapping got better. Like for the Imagine Dragons DLC and stuff, there's some cool stuff that they hadn't done previously. So man, I can't wait to see. DLC. Yeah, but it just looks like for this one, you can see. I know it's PC, but there does seem to be more variation and like depth to the variety of stuff.
Yeah, that was the downside I thought for this trailer for me, was that I was really looking forward to seeing, because you had mentioned, Dave, that there's going to be, this was all being ported into a new engine, right?
Yeah, it's called the Vulcan.
And I was like, and so when I saw the trailer, my first thought was, oh, this is looking like super slick and fast and steady frame rate. And I was like, oh wait, but this isn't just a PS4 release.
It's running on a supercomputer or something. Like
right. But I will say there was like a little bit of leaked footage from the PSVR, and it was clearly PSVR. I think it had the rings around it or something. And it actually didn't look as downgraded as I was expecting, because he like warps through the stars, and I was expecting them to maybe whittle it down to like 2 or 3 stars that you see at a time to be able to run it, but it was mostly there. So I was really surprised to see. And also that's something else in this trailer. The grass, the lushness of like the grass, and fauna and stuff, looked a little bit more to it. Like just like how the next update did, it added so much like detail and stuff like that. So, just lots and lots. You can study this damn trailer all night long and find new things in it. Even though it may not seem like that on the surface, there's a lot more to it.
Yeah, I think it was pretty intentional. I think Sean Murray likes his secrets. No Man's Sky is sort of like the Lost of PS4. You remember Lost?
Oh yeah, dude. I got so into Lost at the time.
No, I didn't watch Lost. I will have to say though, one last thing. Many are calling this like one of the most important parts in video game history, one of the biggest comebacks in video game history, if not, the biggest comeback in video game history. And I sure hope that's the case, man. So, this time next week, we will have played No Man's Sky for probably 24 hours. And so just want to give a personal, best of luck to Hello Games out there and Sean Murray and the team, and just wonderful job with everything, man. And we can't wait to get our hands on it and explore space together.
Yeah, together is the most important part to me. I think that's really cool that we can just hop in there and start building like an outcropping of the community we already have in VR.
You should see what the Game Cats are up to. Holy crap. I mean, you did, dude. I think, last night with me. Brian, you're in for a treat, man. The Game Cats have already gotten started, and they are doing some fierce work. They're going to blow your mind with stuff, some of the places they found. I finally found where Grim's been missing for like months. Real quick shout out to Frowny the Game Cat. Meow. She took me on a tour of one of the Game Cat villages, and man, it was impressive.
Yeah. She also has these locations for these weird planets that I've never seen anything like, where there's just these creatures that are like glowing. How would you describe that thing? I don't know.
We'll have to get into that later.
Okay. Well, yeah, we got to get to other stuff anyways.
Yeah. But yeah, there were some really cool weather effects and stuff on certain planets.
Well, even just the flora and fauna was like bonkers. I had never seen anything like it, and that's even before the update. So, just to think about the stuff that I don't even know is in the game right now, and I've played for 60 hours on this save. You know, like it's mind blowing to think about how much shit is going to be there.
I know, 100 hours,
content.
100 hours, and I'm still learning stuff. It's all because of the next update, though. They added so much stuff because of that next update.
For sure.
And and like I said, I think one of the most important things here is I think this is going to be the way they support this game moving forward. They're going to just add update after update, and so it could continue to evolve and change. Maybe make its way onto the PS5 and throw in some big changes as well. So, man, just fantastic job. This is easily, if they pull this off, I just don't see how this isn't the biggest thing to happen to PSVR. This is one of the first mainstream games for PSVR. A lot of my friends that don't play a lot of games, they have that 2 or 3 games they play like a year, but they play like hours, like hundreds of hours into them. And so this is going to be that game for PSVR where it's like, well, of course it was Skyrim too, but this is another one of those mainstream style games.
This is one of those few big at this point you can definitely call No Man's Sky a AAA game, and it's one of the few at this point that just is coming with PSVR support. I mean, like in terms of like you don't need to buy a separate game like you did with Skyrim, and the fact that this thing is doing so much, I think I'll be looking at Lloyd in the basement flipping that switch for PSVR games, saying, dude, you got to be able to flip that switch for a lot more games at this point. If No Man's Sky is able to do it at a successful level, which we're still waiting to see exactly how successful it is, then we're gonna start questioning every other game and then wondering why Subnautica is not in PSVR yet. Like these are games that should already be out. So it will be interesting. Interesting to watch.
Can't wait. Cannot wait. We will see you all next Wednesday. Real quick, McCon artist says surprise mechanics. I think the surprise mechanics are going to be good. There's no microtransactions. There's nothing like that. They've actually gone on the record to say there's no microtransactions, anything like that. So this game is pure.
So real quick, Colt 45. That's who is that? That's Yuki,
That's
right?
Yuki. Yeah.
Yuki. Hey, Yuki's saying, I just noticed submersible vehicles underwater in the trailer. We already have submarines. I just got my submarine a couple days ago, so that's not a new thing, I don't think.
But if there's other ones, that'd be cool.
I'll take more of them. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Are we moving on from No Man's Sky?
Let's move on. Yeah, we've spent quite a long time.
Real quick,
It was worth it, man. It's worth it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Real quick, I want to give a shout out to our Moss winner from PSVR this week. I just, while you guys were discussing some of the Beyond stuff, I did a random comment search on this week, and the very first one that popped up is our winner for his copy of the North American copy of Moss. From our, I'm trying to remember who gave it to us, from Christopher Bredson, I believe. Bridson. So thank you, Christopher. The game goes to Patrick Nines. His PSN is The Lazy Dog. So Patrick, congratulations for winning.
Congratulations, Patrick.
And I will contact you through PlayStation Network later. And
Moss
now
is
I
amazing.
actually,
and after the update, it added another hour to it.
It did, yeah, and that's super fun. I got to ask you real quick, could you pick another name? Because I got a key to give away that I didn't even tell you about yet. And it's a recent game. It's on the tip of everybody's tongue.
I could if you told me like 2 minutes earlier.
Shit. Okay, well, we can do it right. Let's do it right before I leave.
Okay.
Let's do it in 20 minutes.
Right before we leave. So what does that mean? What's our next news story? Or what do we know? Actually, before Dave goes.
We need to talk about a game that came out this week.
Yeah, we do.
We have a lot to talk about, actually, but we do want to talk about a game that came out because nobody can talk about it currently or stream it. We wanted to stream it for you guys.
Yeah.
That was the goal before I spent $30 on it for a game I'm not interested in. But But yeah, Angry Birds 2 came out earlier.
It's actually, just to clarify, this is really confusing, but it's not Angry Birds 2. The first one we got was Angry Birds VR. This is the Angry Birds Movie 2 video game. So there was an Angry Birds Movie 1. Now there's an Angry Birds Movie 2. And this is the game that ties into that. It's not technically a sequel to Angry Birds.
Yeah.
Because it's more like Overcooked than it is like Angry Birds.
Right.
So
I spent a little time. Oh, Jesus Christ! The footage we have is from the developers, and it's, God.
What's wrong with it?
No. It's great.
So this is the first you'll actually be able to see from in game, which is nice because all the share screen footage is social output screen footage is from the top down view. So you're just seeing that floor.
And so just to explain why that is, this is a local like couch co-op game. So one person's in VR. It's one of those asymmetrical, like people have DualShock on your couch, they're playing on the screen. You do something totally different in the headset and you're playing together with them. You can play solo, which is I think the way that all of us have played it. We haven't tried multiplayer. I don't think anybody else has. But yeah, so that's why when it's outputting, it just shows the flat screen. So
it's actually, so what do you think about this game? This was actually my first Angry Birds game I ever played.
Oh, and really?
Yes. I've never been a mobile phone game guy, unless it was like an emulator or something. But, and I was hoping for kind of more of a traditional game. This one seems more kind of like you said, a co-op, like Overcooked, where one person is sitting there in VR and they're looking around the ship. The graphics are really good.
Oh, yeah.
And, you have to build basically weapons and stuff, and you have your crew doing all these certain tasks on the floor to try and refuel ammo, and you have to get these treasure chests and then place them on these things. And there's other things that can happen. You get like TNT that starts showing up later on, and you have to drop the TNT and close it, close the hatch, and it blows up. If you don't, all your stuff breaks and you have to repair it. So definitely meant for co-op mostly. This game is kind of challenging by yourself.
Somebody said the sound is on for the video.
Excellent. Where's that? Oh, there it is.
Bob Zarkoff, the underground.
Hopefully it wasn't. Yeah, so hopefully it wasn't too loud. Now people are coming and saying they couldn't hear us.
Yeah.
So if you want to run through that again, real
sorry
quick.
about that, guys.
So basically, what AJ basically said. Now that I've fixed the sound, here's the thing: the developers had to send us this footage, right? Because as Dave already said, you can't capture the footage from like a capture card, because what the game is showing on the screen is what the multiplayer social screen stuff. So it's like this static image basically of the deck of the ship, not in first person. And so that's for all the DualShock 4 players, like for local co-op. And so and then if you try to use the share button, I think AJ, you said that was disabled, right?
Well, there's clips from the actual movie in the game. Like the tutorial has a clip from the Angry Birds movie too. So I bet that's probably why they disabled the share button.
Right. So it's basically we had to get this footage from the developers, and I don't know what resolution they sent it to us in, but man, when I tried to like bring it in, it took up the whole screen, and so that's why I was like I had to basically create a whole new window for you guys to watch this in the corner. So I only had time to play about half an hour of this before the show started, and so I played through the tutorial, and I was like, I'm playing the tutorial and I don't get it. I'm like,
I didn't either. The game's easier than the tutorial, man. Once you figure out what you're doing, the tutorial's not a good one.
It's not great, but then
it's true. You got to just figure it out like while you play.
Yeah, and then of course, like it doesn't the very first level you play after the tutorial. Usually, like any Angry Birds game, it rates you on 3 stars depending on how you did, 1, 2, or 3, and any game that's ever rated me in 3 stars, like the first couple levels are pretty easy to get through, and especially easy to get 3 stars on. The game wants to ease you in. But man, I played the first level twice and I still only got 2 stars. Like this game is not easy.
By level 2 or 3, I was down to 1 star, and I was like, "Fuck it, at least I beat it. Like I'll just play the next one." So yeah, it's definitely single player. You can tell it's not meant to be played that way, although it is hectic and you can pull it off. I've managed to get through the stages so far.
But you won't get it. That's the thing, though. It's not adjusted. It's not adjusted for one player, because you won't be able to get a high score. You won't be able to get all the treasure without having somebody there I tried, man. Like I tried
Well,
everything I could.
I think if you did it a lot, you got fairly good at the buttons and stuff. Like what I kept getting stuck on and taking time on and couldn't like really efficiently do things was because you have to switch between what you're doing and what the character you're controlling is doing with a button. And then the whole button layout changes when you're the other character instead of this guy. So there's this constant thought of like, oh, wait, am I the VR guy or am I the flat screen guy? And it's hard to juggle all that. But I think once you start to get it down and it's like second nature, you could probably get 3 stars on all these solo. I don't think it's impossible.
It's just very, very. It's like it's just no room for. If you can, then it's no room for mistakes. Anymore.
For sure, yeah.
Which
and there's little tricks like you don't let the guy pick up the treasure. You grab the treasure and like shoot it over to the spot so he can keep doing his thing. I found out a few little tricks that helped, but it's tough. I mean, I'm not going to say it's not tough by yourself.
Well, wait. How far did you get? Because you haven't even gotten to where they start. You may not have even seen where they start throwing in like additional mechanics. The whole thing isn't just...
Oh, yeah. No, I've got additional mechanics now. I've got like the thing where you compact. I've got TNT. I've got the compactor.
Right,
I've got various other stuff. You got to repair objects and all that stuff.
Right.
I think I played through the tutorial and then 4 stages. And there's only 9 in the story. But then there's 3 other locked modes besides story mode that I don't know what those are.
Lou, this is not a sequel to the last Angry Birds game. This is an Angry Birds movie game. Which is called Angry Birds 2, the movie 2.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you right now, man, like when I started this game up, before I started it up, I turned on my Move controllers. And because I was like, it's Angry Birds. Here it is, Angry Birds. And so I figured slingshot and the whole thing. And I will tell you that the game does not recognize your Move controllers. This is a DualShock 4 only game. And if you see down below there, like that cannon thing is basically what you're controlling most of the game.
Yeah, it's like light bar tracking. It seems pretty reliable.
It's actually not a bad game. I think, but the demographic is, mostly going to be husband and wives or parents and children.
I think mostly parents and kids is the demographic.
Anybody looking for, some gore and stuff like that, some action. It's not like that. I also think maybe it's a little too expensive.
It is probably, but I will say, even though it's that same kind of demographic, like Overcooked is fun with anybody at any age. And I think this has mechanics that would make it hectic. And, if you're playing with your kids, there just won't be as much cursing, but you'll still have fun, with your adult friends if you happen to pick it up for some reason. Obviously you don't have to care about the Angry Birds movie 2, because I don't, and I thought it was still kind of fun. But I would say sale game.
I'm very curious about the how far this game goes, because when you start it up, there's the story mode, and then there's a bunch of other modes that are locked. Yeah, you
can't even see what they are.
Right.
Yeah.
And so for $30, I'm like, well, okay, I guess I can play through the story mode, and the story mode only has. I mean, I didn't count.
It's 9 chapters. I counted. Yeah, I said that a minute ago.
Oh, I wasn't listening. I apologize.
That's what I figured.
I was trying to put the chat into slow mode because we had people spamming the chat.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
So thank you very much. So thank you very much. You can all blame that dude. No, just kidding. Everyone complains, why is slow mode on? Like, that's why slow mode is on. But yeah, so I was looking, I was like 9 chapters. None of the chapters are very long. Each level is only a couple minutes long. And so I was like, this is going to be really short. But I'm curious to know what those other modes are.
Modes, I know.
Are they full levels? Are they just multiplayer only things? I have no idea.
We'll save it. We'll save the rest for figuring out and putting it into your review.
A review, yeah.
Oh, I have to review it.
I'll review it if you don't want to.
So much work.
I'm gonna review.
Are you gonna put your review on my channel?
Do you want me to?
I mean, anything, so I don't have to do more reviews. I'm in the middle of
that would be a first. I was gonna keep it for I haven't posted in like a week and a half. I'm keeping it.
I'm in the middle of 7 reviews right now, Dave.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Thank you for pointing that out. Beard of Power 666, my dude. He says, after playing the free Sniper Elite game on PS Plus now, I'm looking forward to Elite Sniper way more now. I totally agree. We were very excited for that already. We've talked about it on a couple last casts, but Wipeout and Sniper Elite were free this month on Plus. Hopefully everybody picked up Wipeout. Give Sniper Elite a chance so you can kind of see if you'll like the new Sniper Elite VR coming out, which looks incredible.
Yes, they've got a great reputation as far as that series goes, and just hearing them talk about the VR seems like it'll be pretty solid.
So I don't know about you guys, but I want to talk about Angry Birds for another 20 minutes.
I've only got 10 minutes, AJ.
left.
I've only got 10 minutes.
Okay, so 10 minutes.
I'm at the ready. What kind of trailer am I bringing up right now? AJ,
Let's talk about this new. I know we love speculation and rumors around here. Let's talk about this new Sony patent that recently came out.
Oh God, do we have to?
I guess we have to.
Yes.
What is the patent?
So this patent has basically indicated, and of course, like I said, all speculation, but sometimes these do give us a nice hint of what to expect. And this newest patent is indicating a see-through screen, basically being able to see through the next PSVR 2 mask, which the Quest already has this kind of feature. Brian, you told me a little bit about this.
Well,
and real
is
quick,
it okay? Is it a camera or is it see-through? Because a see-through headset is AR.
Right.
This would just be a camera reprojected. Like you could theoretically have a like clear front on the headset if you figured that out, that you just turn off and look through.
Right.
But I think what you're talking about is more like the Quest, where it's a pass-through camera, right?
It is.
Okay,
Right.
I was just clarifying.
Is that 100% confirmed? Because I was reading from
No, it's a patent.
No, it's a patent.
No. Is that what the patent is showing? 100% confirmed? Because I was reading a translation from the site.
And systems and methods for providing a transparent screen in a head-mounted display (HMD) with a screen having a front and back. The screen is configured to render media content. The first optic is provided adjacent to the front of the screen, and configured to provide a focus for viewing the media content. So to me, it actually sounds kind of more like some kind of augmented reality deal.
Yeah.
Which I think
It's
obviously
confusing.
Very confusing. That's why.
Confusing.
That's
that's
why
why it's a patent. And speculation.
Well, the thing that it made me think of is, so I don't know if you guys ever saw that Star Wars Jedi Battles Lenovo AR thing, where it's like, it was just 3 games, but it was like an augmented reality where you had a lightsaber and you set down this little puck on your table that emitted like a thing that it used for tracking. And they were like pretty expensive, but you could see what the person was seeing projected in front of them from the other side. So if I'm watching you fight Darth Vader with a lightsaber, I don't have to look at a TV screen. I can see like a reflection of what you're seeing. If it's something like that, that could be kind of cool, actually.
I could also see it being, obviously I'm all about VR. I'm not the biggest, I'm not crazy about AR, but I do think it's cool technology. I think it would open the door for a lot of great apps to come to VR, like augmented reality apps. I'm all for that. But games, I want to be completely immersed, get completely lost in these worlds. But I think it could be really cool for AR apps.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, that's one thing I see people complaining about, is that the PlayStation has great games, great exclusives, but like every other PC VR headset, every other VR headset out there, standalone or otherwise, has apps. Like you can go on Google Earth, you can, like work on your desktop computer in like a virtual space. You can watch movies with your friends, like big screen is going to let us do eventually. So yeah, Sony could definitely use some stuff like that. Well. I hope we see more of that.
Yeah, and with that, I don't think we should spend much more time on this patent, because, as we all know, Sony patents a ton of stuff that they never actually use. I think this is them just sort of, making sure that they have everything covered for next gen. Just whatever they decide to do, they're ready to do it. So,
yeah. So moving on real quick, we can squeeze one more in before Dave leaves.
One more it is.
And this is a short one, so this will be cool.
Yeah.
Undead Citadel is making its premiere at Gamescom, which is August 20th to the 24th. So a little bit more, like almost 2 weeks out. And we're going to be, they showed off a new trailer with some new gameplay. And it's basically doesn't show anything new. It was, however, on the 3D Rudder website. So looks like it is going to have 3D Rudder support. This one I'm actually looking forward to trying with the Rudder, because it is like a dual wielding, hack and slash kind of thing. So looking forward to trying it with that one. using the bow. But this game is one of my most anticipated games. I don't know about for you guys, but it just looks awesome. It looks action-packed. The graphics look stunning. And, you know, when we questioned it before about how good the graphics were going to look, they definitely were like, nope, here's a guy playing it. That's what it looks like off screen. And obviously that's not in the mask, but they're really pushing this game for its graphics and saying that the graphics, the action, everything. I think this game looks incredible, man. I cannot wait.
Well, so
yeah, it looks. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I just want to say, like, I don't want to get too excited. I want to look forward to this. But you're like, oh, it looks so good. The graphics, the action. And I was like, that's kind of where our knowledge of this game stops.
Right.
How much story is there going to be? How much like item collection is there going to be? How much inventory management? Is this, you know, does this air more on the Skyrim side of things or more on the in-depth side of things? You know, because that's about as, you know, disparate as you can get.
I would, I'd probably go somewhere
disparate.
in between, but way closer to in-depth. This is, you know, Dark Curry, I think maybe their first game. They're not a big studio, although the game looks fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I think because of how good it looks and probably how fun it is, it may end up like being kind of short or something. But to be honest with you, I really don't care. Like as long as, you know, it's priced appropriately and, you know, it has some variation to it, I'll be pretty happy with it. But I agree with you that I would want like some deeper mechanics to it for sure.
Yeah. I'm curious how it's going to stand up against that other one from the people who made I Expect You to Die, who that also looks like a similar like melee-driven kind of dark fantasy combat.
That's not confirmed. That's not coming to PSVR anytime soon. If it does.
I mean, I think they confirmed they're trying to get it. I mean, they're intending to get it on PSVR.
No, it's basically they've said that they've said they are open to bringing it to other platforms. I don't, you know, I mean, that is a possibility, and I would love for that.
Okay,
game.
I was under the impression it was coming. Honestly, I didn't hear that.
That's also like a first-person like fighting game too. That's like a little bit different. This is
so they both gave me a little taste or like a hint, a reminder of. Is it Blade and Sorcery? Is that the name of that PC game where you can chop everybody's arms off and everybody's? It's like the melee
or Shadow Legend something.
Yeah,
no, Shadow Legend is coming.
Shadow Legend is a little bit scary for me because Shadow Legend looks amazing, but that game is maybe the shortest game in existence.
Right? It's similar to what Undead Citadel could be.
I don't know but what Shadow Legend is showing is a ton of mechanics. Like, oh, you know, you're gonna pet your horse and feed it a carrot, and then you're gonna like sharpen your sword and do all these things that were like these extra things that Skyrim could have done but didn't. But then apparently they didn't actually make a full-fledged game. Like from what I've heard, it's extremely short.
Well, that sounds to me like another. What was that game with the bird? The game with the bird. I'm blanking on the Falcon Age, where they gave you mechanics. They were like, "Hey, look, there's cooking, there's crafting, there's this. You can get upgrades." And they were like, "Oh, wait, the game's over after 3 hours." Like, sorry, bud. If you want to stick around and keep doing stuff for no reason, that's on you. But whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can't have that many mechanics in a game if it's going to be less than 5 to 10 hours, I feel like.
Absolutely. I totally agree.
All right, so it's 6:58, which gives us just enough time for you to pick another name, unless you already have.
Dave, is there any chance that you could go to PSVR this week and pick a winner?
I can. Yes, hold on.
That would make life so much easier for me as I try to do what I'm doing over here.
All right, just give me a second.
All right, Brian, we may have a couple technical difficulties.
Oh, and in the meantime, I should be saying, if anyone can hear us over these technical difficulties, this is going to be a giveaway for a North American copy of a game that we discussed at length just a minute ago, which is Angry Birds the Movie 2 VR.
Yay. Under
Pressure.
Yay.
How do you put a subtitle on a fucking title like that?
It's confusing enough. Dude, they put the word movie.
If it was an eBay listing, they wouldn't have let them release the game with that name. They would have been like, that's too many characters, motherfucker.
Dude, They put the word movie in a game title. I'm like, I think some people were under the impression that
that's how you
that
know
Angry
it's a tie-in.
Birds 2 movie was coming to VR. That you're going to be able to watch it in VR. I heard that from numerous people. Like, that's just ridiculous. They really screwed things up. So do we?
All right, I'm finding it. PSVR this week, August 4th, 2019. That sounds right.
Sounds like this week, yeah.
Bum, bum, bum. Yep, okay.
Bum, bum, bum.
Entering YouTube video URL. This is
yeah.
cool because we'll get to see it in real time. Okay, so we're loading. Do I trust this? It says there's 321 unique users. That's a lot of comments. Holy shit.
Craziness.
All right, randomly picking the winner.
Good luck, everybody.
Okay. It's a guy named Dog Wisdom, which I like that name. I like that name, Dog Wisdom. And his PSN is Zombie Gunship. So
are you going to copy down that information and contact him?
I will contact him, sure. Okay, so watch out, Dog Wisdom, for a PSN message from Daquan Wizza, and it's going to have a code for the North American Angry Birds, the movie 2R VR, Under Pressure VR.
2.
And it's 7 p.m., so I got to go, guys. Thanks for having me, as always.
Dave, thank you so much.
You guys are going to love this guest.
I'll hit you up.
This host guest is going to be great.
All right, get out of here, Dave. We'll see you soon. Much
love.
All
right, I'm gone.
All right, we're over to the hold screen. I got to run away from the computer real quick. I hope that's not an issue. But we're going to continue the show in just a minute with our guest. So, AJ, if you want to entertain the crowd.
Oh, man.
I'll be back.
We're so screwed. Did you guys see that there's a new Resident Evil series coming to Netflix? Isn't that crazy? Although I heard it's might be a drama. So, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about if it's a drama, I'm out. I don't care about a drama Resident Evil. We already got The Walking Dead. That was drama enough. Still trying to get our guest in here. Our guest is having some technical issues, so bear with me. But yeah. And by the way, so Dirt 2.0 was announced with VR support on PC. However, it is not coming to PlayStation VR, unfortunately. I'm sorry for the sad news. I kind of expected that, though. It's not really that much of a surprise. Also, there's another game coming out. The developers are called Portal's Edge 360, and we don't have anything other than a screenshot, but the game is going to be called Tempest 84. So keep an eye on that. Kev Gret, I don't have any jokes. I just know PSVR. PSVR is my life. That's all I really know about. But I can say as well. Hold on. The guest is asking for an invite. Let me see if I can try this again. Doing my best. They left me. They left me. They left me. They left us. They left us. Really doing my best here, guys, to do 8,000 things at once. But let's see. Okay, hopefully he gets that and he joins. We will know very, very soon. I am actually really excited for Undead Citadel. I hope it is a full game, though. But we will know what I didn't get to say. I did say this, but we will know more at the 20th is when. Bryan, we have an issue.
Nothing I love more than issues. What's going on?
The person's account is saying that it needs to be claimed, and they're trying to claim it, and it's not working.
The account needs to be claimed. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Always fun. Let's see what we can do here.
A claimed account is required to download the app.
What?
You have two-factor authentication set up, and so you need to claim this. You need to claim the account. You need to go to your email wherever you set up your email.
Yeah, I just added him. No problem at all.
What?
Yep. No.
Awesome.
Hopefully his video shows up now.
Oh my God, he's here. Okay, so, dude, we got you in. Now we just need you. I see something.
Things are happening.
I see something.
Hello.
Stuff's happening, guys. Oh, there he is. I hear him.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you, Bryan.
Wait.
So by voice, I don't know what's going on with the desktop version of Discord, but it's claiming I have to verify it's an unclaimed account, but I can go right on my cellular device and it's you. So I don't know what the hell's going on.
Very interesting. Well, I don't know what to tell you, man. Did you reset your PC?
Like the actual PC itself?
Yeah.
I literally turned it on for the first time since probably the last time I was on the show.
Okay.
Just a little while ago. And I mean, it goes right to, when I log into Discord, it pops up everything. I just can't respond back, and it tells me in a big orange banner at the top that it's an unclaimed account. Claim it before it's lost. When I hit claim, it goes right to my email and my login. I click login, and it says already registered.
This is riveting.
Yeah.
So are you on your? What are you on right now? Are you on your cell phone? What do you?
Yeah, I'm on my cell phone.
And
the quality is amazing. It sounds very clear.
Good. Well, we can't see you. Is there a video option, man?
Yeah, hit that video button like once or twice.
Let's see. Hold on.
You should be able to see yourself as well.
Yeah. Next, the audio sounds fine over here.
Oh, I saw a flicker. Whoa. There he is.
All right, hold on. We're bringing it all back.
Hold on. How do I hear
it? Headphones?
Can you not hear anything?
Oh, you just turned the sound off.
Now your audio is gone.
Now we can't hear you.
Now we can't hear you.
There you go.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, now I can hear you. Can you hear us?
I can.
Nice. All right, I think we're ready to bring him in, Bryan.
We're in, baby. We're in. This is about as typical as Without Parole gets. I'll tell you that.
This is a throwback.
Yeah,
just the right amount of tightness.
It only took 5 minutes. That's not too bad, man. It was five minutes of.
I appreciate you guys sticking through that. Sorry about that. Welcome.
For anyone who doesn't know who Jeremy King is, Jeremy used to be a weekly host on what was the Midnight Gamescast, and then in the early days of PSVR Gamescast Live. He was there all the time, but he can now be found on his not very weekly stream.
No. What happened with that? What happened to you Monday?
Every Monday night, it's Jeremy streaming.
The summer happened.
Yeah,
it makes everything all fucked up.
Yeah, for sure. Because you got kids and stuff like that you got to watch, and you can't be playing games in VR and swearing and stuff, right?
No, and being frightened and yelling and then waking them up. I'm going to try to put the cell phone down, but I don't want the speakers to echo, and cause any kind of feedback. So let me know if it does.
All right.
Okay.
Because right now I think the wobbly Blair Witch effect must suck.
The wobbly Blair. Yep. I think it sounds okay right now, ish.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds all right. Not too bad. Not too bad for a cell phone. So we'll take what we can get.
Should I put headphones on just for the hell of it?
Whoa! What is that?
I have no idea. What is that?
Is that I grab my headphones?
This is what happens.
I started watching the VR Realm. It's a nice guy.
It's good to see you guys.
Not the VR Grid, the VR Realm.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. All right, so Jeremy.
Polish Ball is here.
Why do you have to announce that?
Because I love Polish Ball.
Don't give that dude any more attention.
He released like 8 videos during this one Gamescast. He released like 3 news videos
and 14 advertisements. So Jeremy, like now that you're here, man, you gotta get us in the loop. What have you been playing PSVR style?
Well, you've been watching me sporadically on Mondays play what I've been playing.
We left off after Resident Evil 7. You started Red Matter.
I did do Red. Oh yeah, that's right. Since the last time I was on the stream, so Red Matter was awesome. That was a great game.
That game just actually came out to the Quest, or it's coming out for the Quest. So yeah, tell the people that are getting the Quest what they can expect with that. I agree. We're gonna fight for that on our next top 20.
Some of us are gonna fight for it, not everybody.
I'm gonna fight for it.
You good luck with that.
No, it's great. The puzzles were creative. I mean, I felt like, the story was all right. It wasn't like real too deep, but I mean, it was enough to keep me going. I wish there was a little more variety in things, like when you picked up some of the cards and whatnot to really keep the story going. But overall, I thought it was great. It definitely stood out amongst the titles I played. I mean, you guys dug it, right? I know AJ liked it.
I absolutely love that game. I think it's a high quality, like it's a short, but it's like borderline a AAA quality game.
Yeah. It was definitely short. I finished it within how many streams? 4, 5?
Yeah, I think like 4.
So you basically do an hour every time, like every hour stream. So you finish it 4.5 hours kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right.
This dude too, man. There were puzzles that in that game that I got stuck on for like 30 minutes, and Jeremy just goes up and he's just like, he just like solves it just like instantly, and I was like, how did he do that? You're
Some of them stress me out because I'm like, fuck. Like the ones that I feel like are simple, where, you know, I gotta, like in Red Matter, when there was that big board where it told you what code you had to do or what switch or something, and I was on that for a very long time, and people were like pretty much screaming and like typing like, you gotta fucking this or that. So my brain's all over the place. I'm like, people are watching, you know, and it just makes it so I'm like, blah, 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 and I can't like focus. And other times I walk up and it's like, this is here and that and this, and then it's done, and I'm like, phew, yeah.
Yeah. As far as like, so it retails for $25, and the only reason I'm going to be harping on the length of this game for a second here is because I just saw a comment on the review that said 3 hours is too short. Sorry. And so, do you think it's worth it for $25?
You know, I think if I didn't have the stream to do, like if I bought it for myself, I would have thought it was definitely a little bit pricey for the. I mean, it was a great game.
it was about $5 too much.
I would think, yeah. If it was $19.99, I would have been like, yeah. But I mean, like, what I want to say now is $15 without a doubt. You know, that would be a great price for that game.
Also, it took me 5 hours to beat that game, not 3 hours. So I don't know. I don't know about that. Maybe maybe it's something that just is going to vary from person to person. If you like sci-fi, if you like, it almost had like a Stanley Kubrick kind of vibe for me, especially when it has like the twist. And so, yeah, for me, it was like something I really wanted, and I thought it was amazing and totally went under the radar.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was one of those titles that, you know, I don't think the trailer does it anywhere near the justice.
No, I definitely don't think so. I think when you're for a second, I couldn't tell if I thought Jeremy was frozen. I was like looking at him, I was like, I think he's frozen. He's fine.
I do a good, what do they call it, maneuver?
Yeah, I think.
Nice.
I think the great thing about, I'm sure we're going to talk about this next week when we do the next top 20 list. And heads up, Philip Harris, he says, I really hope you guys don't keep Red Matter off the list and then add 6 or 7 children's game to the list. I'm like, is that something we're notorious for? Like, what is going on?
Angry Birds 2, I mean, you never know.
Yeah, I do know very well. Nihilist Ryan, the game Feline, just supported us with $5 donation. Says anything to keep this show commercial free. Yeah, we do put ads on our videos, but they're usually like the 6-second, like unskippable ones that you barely even notice are there. I try to keep it to 1 per video if possible, which explains why I'm living off of ramen noodles. But yeah, I hate to go on and on about this, but man, there's something. I love how tactile Red Matter is. I love that you have like one of the options you have for hands are these claws, and like you can just kind of grip onto things, and like pulling things out from where they're resting, you know, usually takes a little bit of force, and you feel that somehow when you're doing that with the move controllers, and the fact that they've done it so well is actually surprising, because you know, there's not like that you don't have that kind of ability with a move controller, so it's kind of cool.
Kev Gretz says quality over quantity any day. I kind of agree there because I'm also a big fan of Moss, and that was a similar situation. I mean, super high quality game, also kind of short.
Yeah, and that was like $30 even more.
I'd rather play a 4 to 5 hour quality game versus a 10-hour crap game. So I'm with you there.
Anyone else hearing that?
I did hear that for a second.
Yeah, we get some weird echo going on.
Little bit of feedback, Jeremy.
Yeah, my cell phone. Yeah. So.
And Lou says, is it move only? And yes, it is dual move support only. No DualShock 4, correct? On Red Matter.
Yeah, as far as I know, moves only.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But that's so you did Resident Evil 7, you did Red Matter, and now you're on to the Persistence.
Yeah.
How's that going for you? How many episodes in are you? 2, 3?
I think 2.
2. I'll be on my 3rd at some point.
That narrowed it down.
I'm on vacation now. This just started. That's why I'm able to be here. I'm not at fucking work. So yeah. So tomorrow I'm leaving at like 5 in the morning. I'm gonna wake up and I'm heading out to the mountains. Heading out to the White Mountains. I'm letting you guys know if I never come back, it's not on purpose. I need help. I'm out for a long. Right?
Said if we don't hear from Jeremy, yeah, but how do we know?
Yeah.
Like
That's
you-
true.
Your,
How
st-
would that?
your streams are so inconsistent.
we could be like, well, maybe he just didn't show up, or maybe he's being eaten by a mountain lion.
Yeah.
Right?
Make sure you text us. You've got our numbers. Make sure you call us, text us to make sure you're okay.
Send out a fake breaking news report of a new Shadow Hearts with Yuri in it or something. If I don't respond to that, I'm dead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Noted.
the only way my mom knows that I'm still alive is she gets notifications for the channel, and she's like, "Oh, Bryan uploaded something else. He must still be kicking." So,
Right?
Yeah. So I don't know how to keep track of you, Jeremy. It's like very sporadic. But what if the first hours
We need
of
to microchip him.
what? Yeah, right.
Yeah, we need to chip him.
I need an app to keep track of where he is. What were your impressions of the first 2 hours of the Persistence?
It's awesome. I mean, I can see how it could be at times. I don't know yet if it's been frustrating to me. I can't say like dying and then having to do it all over is really yet to be frustrating. I worry that it's frustrating for people watching more than it is for me, which, so far with that entire how you got to constantly repeat things and start from that hub after you die.
Yeah.
And then, reprint yourself and continue on. And I mean, you would think, that would get old, but so far, no, it is not at all. Those fucking things are creepy as shit, but I'm starting to get pretty good at taking those things out. So that's good. I don't know. It's so early, but I'm definitely digging it right now. I got to say, it's a little bit more scary. I kind of think it's a little more scary than Resident Evil 7.
Wow.
Only
that chat that's been going back and forth in the Discord about that. Real quick, Philip Harris with the $4.99 donation says, "Cheers." He's got the two mugs. Cheers, man. Appreciate you so much.
Thanks, man.
Cheers, Philip. Was Philip the same one who was saying, yeah, it's just to follow up. He was
congratulations, right?
It was just
him having the baby.
Yeah.
Who had a baby?
Yeah.
Okay.
Philip Harris is I believe he's having a kid.
Oh, congratulations.
He said he has to play as much No Man's Sky as possible before his kid.
Oh, I saw that comment. Yeah.
Congratulations. Yeah, because it'll definitely become no more video games after that. Trust me.
Yeah, but just to follow up, he was the one saying about the kids children's games on the top 20 list. He said just more of the lighthearted stuff. He didn't mean it in a bad way. Just feel like the more mature experiences on PSVR go a long way. And in general, I'm totally with him. I do like the more mature stuff, but usually when it airs on the horror side of things. But yeah, like here and there, I like my variety, and I like, especially with, even this new Angry Birds game, which is not going to make it on any top 20 list. The second you drop into that, you look around and you go, man, this thing looks good. It just looks good.
It does look good.
Yeah.
I don't mind a game with a younger demographic range to it, as long as it's fun. Because when you get that sweet spot, you get something like Astrobot, where it's not a kid's game, but it's just like something that anybody can enjoy.
Right.
And that's kind of what I like. If it's directly for kids, that's a different story.
Philip apologized for tipping twice. Don't apologize, man.
Don't apologize.
There's just no refund policy here. I apologize.
We need to thank you twice.
Yeah. Thank you very much, dude. So yeah, back to the Persistence though. It is very divisive as far as like the horror element. For me, I was on edge. I mean, you guys can always go back and watch my first impression video where it just scared the crap out of me. But like Jay Dow, loyal Game Cat Jay Dow, who we haven't seen in a little while, but I did talk to via text recently. He's doing okay. And he was saying that the Persistence doesn't scare him at all. Like at all. Yeah. He's like, Resident Evil 7 is ridiculously scary. Persistence, not scary at all. And I'm like, well, I just don't. How does that work for some people and not others?
I definitely found Resident Evil 7 to be more scary, but
agreed.
There are parts in the Persistence, like the end of the deck one, like you mentioned. Just the atmosphere and the tension is always there, and then those damn vents blow, and you're just like, you're already on edge, and then they get you with those damn vents that just out of nowhere just go.
Yep.
And and
did the vents blow yet in whatever I've played? Because if they have, I don't remember.
Probably.
Yeah, honestly. I know. I don't know. I haven't been keeping up with your persistent streams. Honestly, I've been so busy around here that sometimes I'll go to the channel and I'll see that you're streaming and go, "Oh, it's Monday night. I didn't even realize." It sounds like, "Oh, good thing Jeremy doesn't need my permission to do this. You just do it and it's done." But yeah, so I don't know where you are, if that first floor, it takes so long to get through the first floor, and
yeah, definitely on the first floor.
And the end of it is what really got me. The end of the first floor.
I think it's scarier. I mean, I can't fully say yet. Just what I played so far, it's definitely made me jump a few times, and I think it's more because it's an unfamiliar environment.
Yeah.
It's a space station, and I know maybe that would take you away from it. Some people need to, when they masturbate, recall scenarios they've been involved in, and others can interject themselves into crazy scenarios. So maybe some people like this, they have their sci-fi thing, they can't really put themselves into it, so the scary factor is removed. But I certainly can, and it definitely makes it more unexpected for me. Where in a scary house like Resident Evil, you get an idea, I'm going into a creepy basement. This sucks. But, I think something's going to jump out at me. And usually it does. But, it was so tense. So I can't say yet if Resident Evil is less scary than what I'm currently playing, but I will let you know at the end. But so far, it's definitely keeping up.
I actually totally agree with Nick's comment in the chat here. He said, Nick Mulo, the Game Cat, said the persistence was scary at times, but toward the end, it got less scary. Resident Evil 7 had me sitting there not wanting to enter rooms, and I totally agree with that. The entire time, for 14 hours in Resident Evil 7, I was petrified to do anything. And then the persistence after a few hours, maybe after
until
I beat
the
first...
very, very end, they both kind of, because you get Resident Evil becomes a little bit more action, and then the persistence, you become basically a superhuman by the end of it. So you're just going around tearing space zombies apart. So they both kind of ease up at the end, but I gotta agree that Resi 7, even at the end when you have the weapons, you're still scared.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And then also Boogeyman Productions also says something I resonate with, or that resonates with me. Difficulties talking today. Says The Exorcist has been the most scary for me so far, more in anticipation than what actually happens. I'm gonna agree and disagree with that statement, because The Exorcist for me was it was terrifying, the stuff that actually happened and what was the anticipation
Those
of
bugs are scary.
Dude, the bugs are terrible.
Kidding. The game, when it worked for me, it was scary, but
yeah.
unfortunately I never.
I just remember being, I think it was the first episode where you're in the church and there was this little statuette of, devil or something. I forget what it was. And I remember just doing a live stream, and I was going to live stream all 5 chapters in one sitting. And I picked it up and I pretended like I was praying to Satan. And as I was doing it, I was like, you know what? This isn't fucking cool at all. I'm too scared. My Catholic school upbringing, whatever it was, or just it was too real in the game. I was scared to even make a joke like that. I was like, this is creeping me the fuck out. I can't do it.
I thought it was really interesting. JB, the Great Tantrum, says Dread Halls. I think Dread Halls is pretty terrifying. I think that is one that you need to revisit.
Agreed.
Also, whatchamacallit? Oh, somebody just said it, though, and I lost. You just said it. What did you say? Say that game again? No, I thought it was really interesting that Des thought Home Sweet Home was the most scary. Right. I thought that was really interesting.
Right.
It just shows you everybody has something that gets to them. Everybody varies when it comes to what scares them. And yeah, like I said, for me, Resi 7 had such a variety of stuff. So
yeah,
it's a little different.
Even Event Horizon, that movie just stuck with me, and that's a sci-fi horror. This game, Red Matter, similar. Just I don't know.
I think I really liked. Persistence reminds me a lot of Event Horizon and System Shock, kind of a mix of those.
An old one.
Yeah, love System Shock too. I'm a big fan.
Nice. We're starting the stream, and whenever Dave leaves, it always kind of throws us for a loop, because we get in the routine of bringing up news story after news story after news story, and then we bring the guest on and we go, oh crap, we forgot that we were talking about news stories. So maybe we should attempt. We had a couple more to go, right?
We have a really big update for sure. Let's talk about Beatsaber real quick.
Let's talk about Beatsaber real quick. What's the new update?
So there's not an update that has dropped yet, but they have stated after tons and tons of people asking that they are finally adding a custom color changer to Beatsaber. And I really like I love the idea of it. I was one of the few people that when they had a new game or a new song with the new color, I was like in love with it. Crab Rave, KDA Pop Stars, maybe another one. And I really, really love the change of color. So they basically showed a screenshot is all that they've shown. And it has, it shows that you can change the color of the 2 blocks. And of course, when you do that, it's going to change your sword as well. And it's not just like a color that you choose, like it's got like each one in a square. They actually have like the scope of everything that you can totally, the spectrum, thank you. And you can actually customize like the, like the color itself. And you can also do it for the lighting. And then as well as the big blocks that come at you that you have to dodge. So they've basically said that this will be coming with the next update, which is likely going to be the OST 3 that they're working on. And that's supposed to be coming pretty soon. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, how do you feel about that?
Any thoughts on the color selection, Jeremy?
I do remember it was a thing way back when that I think you were talking about whatever song they added where there was different colors and it threw you off big time.
Yeah.
And I know I forget if Dez was into it and you weren't. I don't remember, but I think that's a great idea. That almost seems like a big miss from day one that it wasn't in there for an option.
Yeah.
Because it definitely seems like it could increase or almost like make it like on Mario Kart when you finished and then they'd have the mirror mode backwards. You could do the whole game. If you change the colors, It can really fuck with you and make it almost like a whole new song, a new challenge.
They did have a like kind of a mirror mode, I think, but yeah, this is going to be something completely new. And I'm also looking forward to the new songs they add. More songs, the better.
So somebody in the comments had asked, I think it was on the Discord, and I apologize for not writing down who it was. They said, if you change both sabers to the exact same color, can you just hit any block with any saber, or will the game still have that divide between the left and right saber, even though you can't tell the difference?
Yeah, somebody made a joke about that on Twitter actually to Beatsaber, and I don't think you'd be able to make them the same color, but that would be funny.
If it worked like that, it would be great. So you could actually just be like, okay, this is kind of an easy mode, even though it's on expert mode.
Yeah.
My issue with the colors that they'd given us, I think Crab Rave was the first time they did it, right? They changed up the colors.
No, KDA Pop Stars.
That was the first one.
Purple.
Right, it was like purple and like a red that was almost a browner red. And I was like, oh, I'm like, why did they give us a brownish kind of red color? Like, why not? Like the blue and red are so neon and just like perfect. And then they give us like this brown and purple. And I'm like, all right, like, so I'm interested in seeing, the brightest green that I can see, the brightest yellow I can see. Just like, what do these look like in VR and how, those are the colors I want. I don't want brown. That was kind of strange.
Well, if you got the whole spectrum, that'd be pretty sick. Too bad you couldn't have the overexposure effect, so you really make these things glow. Right. That's sick. But that'd be probably getting way too into it.
I want a black saber.
Oh, I wonder if you can. You probably can do it, right?
Big 12-inch black saber.
You'll be able to do it.
I give up.
Bogeyman Productions says, would love to have Rammstein music pack. That's the one thing. Out of all these updates, out of everything they do, there's only one thing I really want, and that's just metal music. Like, please give me some heavy metal to play. I don't care. I want some metal music. It's what I listen to on my spare time. And I want that in Beatsaber. I love the music that they put in there. I think they've done a great job. Even Imagine Dragons. I'm not a big fan of them, but I loved playing the music pack that they had. I just want some metal, though. Please, for the love of God. They said that they're going to expand on it, but I don't know. Now, Jeremy,
now you are actually freezing.
You guys froze for a minute. or didn't see it.
Oh wait, I hear you again. I hear you again.
You seem to be back in. Yeah.
I see you
Am I
playing
kinda
with your
back?
hair.
Yeah.
Am I like max headroom?
You may need to pick up your phone.
Lots of frizzies.
I do. I know, Nick. I know it's a shocker to you that I want metal and Beatsaber, but I really do, man. I really do. I honestly mean that. My favorite song of the whole thing so far is probably Overkill, and I think that's just because it's the closest thing to metal that we've gotten in the thing. But you know, I still like the music, but nothing is gonna really transcend that game for me like metal would, or classical music.
I just want a 90s grunge pack.
A 90s grunge.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Well, why can't they eventually do these? Licensing reasons? Or
Yeah,
what?
licensing.
oh, yeah. Absolutely.
You know, Sony is also not just a PlayStation company, not just a PlayStation VR company, but they're a movie company. They're a electronics company, music label. So especially the music label part is where they're probably having the most issues. They got to be really careful because eventually, if they do a temporary license on it, then when that license expires, then they have to like remove it before selling it or something like that.
Brandon Clark in the comments said, I don't like the game because it's all rave music. And I got to say that, like, I mean, it's been a long time since I've been a raver, like probably 20 years. And so I've outgrown or I've let that kind of, that part of my life go. And I'm not a fan of rave music or EDM unless I'm on drugs, which I don't do anymore either. So Beat Saber shouldn't work for me. It shouldn't be something I'm interested in, but the gameplay itself is so much fun that
the gameplay is amazing,
and especially some of the first OST was so good that I didn't even care what genre it was. I was like, this is just really good, and it fits the gameplay perfectly. Where I'm like, I'm actually a fan of the OST.
I agree.
Where I wouldn't be normally. No, go ahead.
I agree. First of all, Lou the Game Cat has just changed their name to the Game Cat. So, welcome, Lou. Although you've been around for a while, I've seen you for a while, so you're not new. You're not new, Lou.
Lou the Game Cat. Oh my God! Please put hashtag Game Cat somewhere in the comments. Not here, so I can find you.
JB,
next.
I want to read some of these Game Cat comments because I love what they're getting at. JB Great Tantrum says Tool Fear Inoculum for Beat Saber. That's the new Tool album. Really looking forward to that, and I do think they should add it.
That's this month,
somebody
right?
said. I think so. Yeah, it is. Secrets Up says some 9 Inch Nails. I actually still like 9 Inch Nails, and they're honestly one of the best concerts you can go to. I know.
I never got to go see 9 Inch Nails.
I don't care if it's 20 years ago or 20 years old. Go to one of their concerts if you can. They're incredible. Some speed metal would be nice. I don't care, just any metal. Mako with the $2 donation says cash money. What up, Mako?
Thanks,
the more
Mako.
metal, the better. Yeah, I'm with you guys. Prodigy stuff. It just needs. That's the one thing. As I love Beat Saber, it's a top 5 game for me.
I guess we'll see, won't we?
Yeah,
next week.
But it does need some variety to the music, and they keep saying, "Oh, we're going to do it. Oh, we're going to do it," and they don't deliver the variety of the music. It's all electronic, so we'll see. I think the reason I liked Imagine Dragons DLC so much was because it wasn't electronic music.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But for now, we're getting the new music pack, so can't really be upset. It's hard to be upset about that.
What's the first color you're going to change your sabers to?
Ooh,
I'm gonna go with bright yellow and bright blue because those are my 2 favorite M&M colors. I always save those till the end, because I like the way they look together aesthetically, and I always hate eating them because I like the way they look. So I'm changing.
Chat,
my
what colors you gonna go for? I don't know. My favorite color is black, so I black and white. That might actually look kind of crazy.
That would actually look really cool.
Actually look pretty sick, like black light type of light. Yeah, and white.
Dude, why?
I would go with gray.
I'm so glad you asked that now.
You know what sucks is that the background colors. There's no way they're changing that. The background colors are going to change with our sabers. But how cool would it be if the background colors of the environment changed? And so if you had black and white, the game would basically look like it was all black and white.
Well, you can change. You can change the lighting. There's 5 different things you can change in the screenshot. There's the blocks, which would affect the sabers.
Okay.
There's the lighting, which the 2 lighting things icons. I think unless that's the
Shit,
No, that has to be the lighting. That has to be the lighting that they have.
I guess I didn't. I guess I didn't look at this image close enough.
And you can change the block that comes at you that you have to dodge. So this could actually potentially be really cool.
Yeah.
We can make some crazy. You could almost make like a horror looking like.
Too bad putting that filters over it and like do cell shaded, so everything just looks cell shaded coming at you like comic booky. You know,
pink and white, black and yellow, aqua, black and orange, green and purple.
Interesting. I think you're absolutely right. I think we're going to be able to do all of this.
Yeah.
That is.
Crazy.
Is it though? Yeah, I don't know, man. I think you're absolutely right. I think that's exactly what we're doing here. That is way cooler than I anticipated, and now I'm super excited to get back.
I know, right? I just got I still want metal, but damn it, I'm very excited still.
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, you're talking about one of the best PSVR
games. Do you get to customize or I should say, be customized per song color? So that way, every time you put up a song, it'd be this color code that you would pre-program.
That would be very cool. I'm gonna bet you'll have a list of presets where you can just select it before you go into any song. That'd be my bet.
Lemon and lime colors, that would be good.
Yeah.
have a Sprite.
A tropical level, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Beatsaber, man, excited. We still have more news to cover.
Let's do it, man. Let's do this thing.
All right. So, Jeremy, that's one you're gonna have to pick up too, and you're gonna have to do that for a stream at some point, maybe.
I played it at Bryan's house quite a while back, and it was pretty sick, you know.
Yeah.
Wow, Bryan, you did the whole thing, and it looked like the bendy spoon thing, except the tip of your finger. It's fucked up.
So, what is this company called again? There was a game, for everybody for the few people that are not excited about No Man's Sky. There's another game that's actually getting closer to launch.
Getting closer. It's
getting closer, but it is, it's not going to have the expansive world that No Man's Sky has. I don't believe. However, it does seem like it's going to have like very action oriented, and they're called Snake Takes LLC. Polish Paul, if you're still in the chat, give us all the info. Give us all the info, because apparently he's like best friends with them. So give us some info, Paul.
Watch this thing after 2 years of watching Polish Paul rave about this thing. Watch this thing never even fucking come out.
What's funny is this is like one of the first games. Not one of the first games, but this was when I started like watching YouTube for PSVR. This was one of the first games that I noticed, and it was there was Seeking Dawn, and then there was another game called End of the Beginning, and it's basically a sci-fi shooter similar to like what Seeking Dawn kind of looked like, but for everybody that likes stuff like that, like me, like I said, No Man's Sky is probably going to occupy us for now, but I'm still interested to see. Bryan, do you have the trailer at all?
It's halfway done downloading, but you can start and I'll throw it up there when it's done. It's like 260 meg, dude. It's like I'm trying to stream.
It is kind of a big video that they showed, but they actually it's come a long way. They had a lot of trailers of this game back then, and it's come a long way from when I last seen it. And it's multi-platform. It's PS4, Xbox, PC, and VR support. And it does say PSVR on their thing. I don't know how this game would run on PSVR, which makes me actually think.
Say the name of the game.
I did. Wait, is somebody saying that? No, it's called End of the Beginning.
There
I already did. I did say it.
Did you really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You didn't say it, but you mixed it in.
But I'll say it again. It's called End of the Beginning.
I was waiting for you to say it because it just finished downloading. I was like, come on, I've totally nailed this.
Ladies and gentlemen, we give you End of the Beginning. It better be playing right now.
Actually, no,
but,
it's not.
God damn.
It's back to Beatsaber.
But no, this does look like it could potentially be pretty awesome. I don't know. It shows vehicles. It shows action. Like I said, for people looking for a more mature game than No Man's Sky, like, more just less about the exploration and the relaxedness and, fun stuff.
What game should be.
Yeah. No, this does look like a good action game, though. And it does, it is set in like a sci-fi world. Please, End of the Beginning, Snake Toes. What was it called? Snake Takes. Please, I wish you the best, because it was really sad to see Seeking Dawn not get to come to PSVR. I was really bummed about that. I know it got like 6 out of 10s, but I still wanted to be in that world and go check it out. This looks very similar. So of the two, I'm hoping that you're the one that makes it through.
First of all, this game needs aim support. Like, it looks custom designed for aim support. 2, this is for the number of. If you go on the PlayStation Store and just look under, like, there should be a category, like a genre for generic first-person shooters, right? And because for such a huge category for non-VR, we have very, very few first-person shooters on PSVR, like, and especially good ones. But man, like, I feel like there are so many games that could be easily ported over, and there's just I just don't know why we don't have more first-person shooters. Like, it makes perfect sense, especially with aim support. I don't really see a third-person mode making the trek over to PSVR, but
no,
you know, I don't, even if it's
Borderlands, they should do 13. That'd be a great one, easy one. PS2 game.
yeah, there's a million of them.
It's funny, actually. What's great about this game, what I forgot to mention, thank you, JB. He says, End of the Beginning is what happens after the Area 51 run. There's a funny thing about this game. A lot of what happens in this game is based off of Area 51, real aliens, like documentation that has happened, different events. So it actually follows everything that has been leaked about aliens. And it supposedly, like, actually has real aliens. I keep doing this on purpose.
Yeah, why?
I love air quotes. So I'm all for it.
I believe in aliens. I just don't believe in the ones we've seen on TV.
Is this game basically? Is this the retelling of the upcoming raid on Area 51 Facebook event?
No,
Maybe like 1 million people like storming Area 51.
This happened. This game was started well before the raiding the Area 51 thing.
Yeah, it's time to change that. It's time to change the story to adapt with the times, man.
Yeah,
Right?
but
That shit.
but it is. I did find that kind of funny and interesting that they are very serious about these are real aliens that you're seeing in the game.
How long is this game, do you think?
Well, it's
I don't
taken
know.
7 years to make, so I mean,
It's
probably
been a
30, 40
long-
minutes.
It's an
It's been in
experience.
development. This, like I said, I remember first seeing this trailer back in 2017.
Yeah.
I think maybe even. Yeah, I think maybe middle late 2017, and it looked a lot different. So they actually have been making progress on it, clearly, because there's a lot more going on than what there was originally.
I always feel like game development is like when women are pregnant, where if it's not out soon enough and it's in there too, something's wrong. You know what I mean? It should
Okay.
come out.
I was
So
like, please
when
don't
it-
cut off.
If games take longer than 9 months to make,
Yeah, something's wrong. Like 7 years, that thing should have been born by now. Something's totally wrong.
yeah. Nice. Okay, listen, we've talked enough about End of the Beginning. This game, there's almost no new information to impart about it, but supposedly it's still coming, and I got my fingers crossed. Let's hope it's fun. It looks good. It looks like there's a lot going on here.
Am I getting dark? Should I turn the light on? Because I didn't have any lights on. The sun is setting.
I wouldn't be concerned about it.
It looks fine.
Yeah.
My hair grows long, and I put my dress on after the sun gets.
Brian, I think you had 2 announcements. Something about physicals, right? Physical games, not physicals.
Yeah. Do you have the dates for those things up in?
I don't.
Done? Okay. Excellent.
But I know you said that. Well, wait. Actually, what's the date today, dude? Sirento is the physical release for Sirento. I think is August 13th.
Yeah.
So that's coming out. So anybody in the chat, did you wait and not pick up the
European version?
the digital version or European version and waiting on the Sirento? That's a great game.
Yeah.
Really, really good action. Another one that I expect to be talked about next week, and we're going to be battling for the place on that one. I know Dave loves that game. He wants it in like top 10, but I'm going to definitely. I'm going to say maybe top 20, absolutely, but
Yeah.
I don't know about top 10.
But breaking news as of today, as far as physical releases go, for people who are really into that kind of stuff, and you totally should be, game
Well,
preservation's a thing. Perp Games announced today that they are going to be publishing Box VR in October.
That's what it was.
And look at that tiny little video. That's such a tiny little video. What? Jeremy's got a tiny little video. Box VR has a tiny little video. The show is slowly turning into a tiny little video.
I can't see anything except us three.
Okay.
My cell phone.
But Box VR was actually surprisingly good. Not a great game, but a really good workout, I think. It's a
good workout app for sure.
And for people who complain about the amount of music in Beatsaber, that it's not enough or something, man, Box VR has a ton of music. It was like over 100 songs and like all sorts of all different genres. It's like it's I think it's all original music, but man, it's actually all pretty decent to be honest with you. Surprisingly.
Dave says Sirento is a top 10. Fight me. I will fight you. Prepare for battle next week, sir. If it wasn't $40, if it was $20, I'd put it in the top 10. But it's $40. It's not getting in my top 10.
Hey! Next week, save it. Retract the clause, kitty. All right. And so, but that was just one of the two physical announcements we got. Hopefully, I can. Crap.
Yes, you guys, Bogeyman Productions. Can we vote in the best games poll? Yes, we made the last list, voting everybody voting together. Yep. So we'll kind of get like, we'll kind of frame it for everybody, and then you'll help us decide the actual order of everything. You will be the deciding factor for what goes in front of what.
It's going to be a team effort. It's going to be a team effort for sure.
The way you do this is you have to join the Discord. I know it sounds like a lot of work to join the Discord, but I promise you it's not. You just literally accept the invite in the description down below and join it. And we always hang out there anyways. But even if it's just for the voting, just download the Discord app. You can do it from your phone. You can do it from anything. Download the Discord app, join us, and vote, and then get rid of the Discord app. It takes like 5 seconds.
So we're gonna have at least a couple moderators with any luck over there on Discord while we're doing this, creating straw polls, so that we can get an accurate number. Last time it was such a process. We had to count votes. We were missing people. We were miscounting. All sorts of craziness happened in the chat. So we just want to make it a little bit more, a little easier for everybody to vote and a little bit easier for us to count the votes. So yeah, just join our Discord server, man. It doesn't cost anything. Just do it.
It's going to be so much fun, guys.
And then you can hang out with us.
So much fun.
Not that you want to. I don't know. But the other game that's coming out physically is... There it is. There's our Angry Birds footage. Angry Birds 2 Movie 2 VR Under Pressure 2 VR is coming out early September. It's coming out for European markets, I think the 6th and maybe the 9th for US. If I got those dates wrong, oh well. But it's early September for both regions. So if you're a physical collector, you got to support Perp Games because Perp Games is doing God's work over there. They're the only ones really that are publishing all of these digital PSVR games that wouldn't normally have a publisher. So props to them. They're also going to be publishing Golem, which I'm super excited about because that game is definitely the last guardian of PSVR. Like,
it should have been born. Yeah,
it should have been born. Years ago for sure. Yeah.
Something's wrong.
Something is wrong.
2 heads, and I don't know.
Hey, 2 heads are better than 1. That's what they say.
I
don't know.
So we actually have one more thing to some great news.
Good. Tell me
guys, can you believe that there is another really big PSVR game? Well, we hope it's a really big PSVR game. It seems like one. There is another game that has a lot of interest that is coming out this month. And it is called Aspire 1. And the reason it's a big game, in my eyes, is because its influences are Metal Gear Solid and GoldenEye. And like, you're talking about 2 of the greatest games like ever. We've talked about it a little bit already, but just want to give a friendly reminder that Aspire 1 is still coming out this week.
Yeah. I mean, it looks great, right? This is something we've seen quite a bit of gameplay footage from actually this video right down here from Upload VR's E3 presentation. And it was it looks great, man. It's like you're firing weapons and then you're climbing walls and then it just seems very, very tailor-made for VR, which not a lot of games tend to be.
I don't remember this one at all, the trailer whatsoever, and I can't see it. And I don't.
They showed it at at E3. They was it E3?
Yeah, it was the Upload VR E3 presentation.
Right. And yeah, it actually was. It really blew me away. But yeah, they've basically already confirmed pretty much that it has like missions and a story mode to follow and like challenges.
Open world type of a.
No, you're going to be basically controlling this like stealthy robot, like office assassin or something, and you will have what's called the control theater, and you'll basically be controlling this bot to go around and doing like stealth missions and stuff like that.
Like a Raiden type of character, or is it humanoid, or?
I don't think it's a human. It's definitely like just like some. It's like I don't know. I guess in the future they get kind of lazy, and instead of sending assassins, they have you control a robot assassin.
Like those fucking sick dog things from that Black Mirror episode. Do you remember that?
Yes. Yeah.
Those were crazy.
Yep. For sure.
But yeah, I'm really excited for this game, man, and it's coming out this month. I know No Man's Sky is kind of
price point
is overshadowing everything.
Yeah.
I don't think we have a price point yet. I'd imagine anywhere between probably, I would say 30 is what I'd like to say. But I'm anywhere from 20 to 40 probably.
Yeah, that's a safe assessment. It doesn't seem like a AAA game. It seems like it's an awesome game made by a smaller studio, and I'm very much looking forward to it. Lou the Game Cat, the Discord invite code is in the description of this video. If you don't see it, click show more, and it should reveal all of the links in the description.
I will post it just because I like you, Lou. I will post it into the chat.
Yeah.
Bam.
Right on. Yeah, Aspire 1 looks awesome. It's strange to me that we're already in August and there's no release date, there's no price, there's not enough information, there's nothing. So it's strange to me. I hope it doesn't get delayed like last minute or anything like that, because it's something we're definitely very much looking forward to. And in a month that is pretty much dominated by No Man's Sky, it'll be nice to have something you can kind of
Don't sleep on this game. Don't sleep on it. It's going to be very good, I think.
Yeah, every time No Man's Sky is so daunting and so gigantic that
it really is.
That I feel like you kind of need this as like a palate cleanser to maybe something a little more structured or a little bit smaller in scope to keep you focused when you're not playing No Man's Sky. It is getting darker by the second over there, Jeremy.
What is happening?
I thought it's getting dark.
It's getting really dark.
It's getting darker in the cell phone reception is going downhill fast.
Yeah. It's getting windy as well.
All right,
be safe, Jeremy.
God, I might get swept out the window.
I feel like this is a horror movie setting where we're just going to see a hand come around your face and pull you back into the darkness.
No shit, not in VR either. I'm always afraid it's going to happen while I'm in VR, but now.
Kyle, all we know is that Aspire 1 is this month. They said an August release, so we don't actually have a date yet. Yeah. If I were them, I'd try to push it to August 31st if I could.
Do you think some of these guys are avoiding releasing now because of the No Man's Sky hype?
That they're trying to release a game or trying to get away from it?
Avoid it. Wait.
I would try to avoid it at all costs. I mean, I would, because not just for the, but see, it's going to be nice. You could also take advantage of this time, and there'd be so much attention around PSVR. And you're like, I love PSVR. There's so much hype, but I don't have anything for me. I don't like No Man's Sky. So they could actually benefit from that in that sense, for sure.
And No Man's Sky used to be, I don't know, because I want to wait until it's patched, but it's a giant fetch quest. I mean, the whole damn thing. It's like for you to go fetch shit, then you fly off, then shit, off, shit. So yeah. I don't know if it's changed much, and I'm hoping VR.
It has changed a lot. It has changed quite a bit, yeah. And it's about to change. It's going to change more next week too.
I didn't watch any of the live streams because, like a trailer of a movie, I don't want to spoil anything, and I kind of want to just re-experience. Hear the thumb.
Yeah. Anybody joining the Discord for the first time, don't worry. None of us knew how to use Discord when we all joined. We just joined and figured it out. You'll figure it out as you go. It's really very simple. The only thing I can recommend is turn off notifications for it. You don't really need notifications. Otherwise, you'll get bombarded with notifications. Yeah, just make sure you turn off notifications. That's the only advice I can give you. Everything else, super easy. We're always up talking.
Yeah. Don't be scared
always
to
find
experiment.
people to play with.
If like, I know when you drop in, sometimes you're like, I see people talking, I'm scared to type. Just say hello. Just say hello. Well, I'll say hi.
Say whatever you want.
And if you need help doing anything, we'll try to help you along. I had never used Discord before we started a Discord server, so please don't be intimidated by it. It is very quickly you'll be like, oh wow, it really sucks trying to use my PS4 for the community because there's no good app for it. It's all disorganized.
Yeah.
So,
and like I said, if you don't like it, just wait until the voting ends next week, and boom, get rid of it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you can do that too. So, hey, since we're kind of coming to a close here, I got a question for Jeremy. My download for Brightburn, the movie Brightburn. It was a pre-order, and then it just unlocked yesterday, I think, and so I finally watched it last night. It was a movie I was definitely looking forward to. You were the one that first showed me the trailer for it, and I was, excited. I was like, oh, this is an evil Superman story. This is great.
Right?
What were your thoughts on it?
So it's not exactly what I thought it was going to be, but I got to say it was way gorier than I anticipated. The death scenes were pretty intense, and I appreciated that. And I do like how it ended the way that my evil side wanted to end. I'm glad they didn't do a typical ending, I guess. So other than that, I can't say it was fantastic, and I would say it's a 7. I'd give it a 7.
Okay.
It's a decent movie. I thought it was all right. I saw it. What are your thoughts?
So on the non-existent without parole rating scale, you're giving it a 7. I like it.
Yes. Yeah.
I would say I'm. I don't know. I was a little disappointed because I thought the trailers looked so good.
Yeah, the trailers definitely were better than the old.
And I thought that there was so much they could have done with the story, and I was waiting for them to make me care about the kid, because I mean, you saw Chronicle, right?
Oh yeah.
Before anything went horribly wrong in that movie, you started caring about these kids, and like you identified with them. You're like, oh, poor little loser.
Those parents too are so inconsistent with their love towards that child and their hate towards that child.
Yeah, like
1 minute this like killed somebody, and they're like, we got to get out of here. Next thing, it's like can't.
Yeah.
With him. He needs to know.
I got to give a quick shout out to Janaid, the dangerous mirror game cat Louise. It says this PSVR without parole team is absolutely amazing with AJ and Dave added to it too. It's easily my favorite channel. Thank you so much. We love you too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Really appreciate each and every one of you for spending the time with us today. And man, next week is going to be bananas.
Yeah, next week is going to be insane for sure.
Get your drinks.
Like
get everything ready.
Make sure you're in a comfortable chair because it's going to be a long night.
I might actually try to jump over and strangle one of these two guys.
I like seriously, like I think I would not be surprised if next week's Gamescast was like 4 hours long.
It could be the last one was 3 hours.
Yeah,
and we're gonna have to talk about No Man's Sky as well. So
yeah, it's gonna.
Maybe we'll just cut. Maybe we'll just cut to the chase and just go straight to the list.
I don't know, man. I really think that talking about No Man's Sky is going to be essential before even doing the top 20 because I think because we're all going to have to like really kind of make that statement about okay, it just came out less than 24 hours ago. We need to discuss where this thing or how successful this thing was before we even try to put it somewhere in the top 20. But getting back to Brightburn, because I know that's so important to me. Now, Chronicle was such a good movie and one of my favorites. I would put Chronicle in one of my top 10 of all time because it checks so many boxes for me. In Brightburn, I was expecting to do the same thing, and I never cared about the kids. I didn't care about the parents. I didn't care about any of the deaths. Every single person was disposable, expendable.
Yeah,
and I was fine with that. I was never sad when anybody died. The death scenes I thought were out of place. You were like, oh, I really like the gore. I was like, the gore was cool, but it felt so out of place. I didn't know why it was included. Totally.
He was using them like ants and just doing weird shit to them. But yeah. It was still fucking, overall, again.
I'm so lost. I don't watch anything anymore. I watched Castlevania and Stranger Things in the last like 2 years.
I was just disappointed, and I wanted to see if I was the only one. I think the premise was so good. The premise is a 10 out of 10, and the execution was like a 5 out of 10. It was like I could kind of take it or leave it. I was really disappointed.
Thanks, Brandon.
So,
hey, what's up, youngin' boy?
Yeah. All right, guys. I think that's gonna do it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, man.
7:59.
Thank you so much, everybody. This time next week, we will have played No Man's Sky in VR, and it's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. We don't even know all the updates, man.
Nope.
There's going to be more stuff that we don't even know yet.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Next week is going to be the best Gamescast live yet. We're going to have tons of No Man's Sky impressions. We're going to have a ton of top 20 discussions. It's going to be amazing. And of course, as AJ has been saying this entire time, make sure you join the Discord because we want your input on every single game that we discuss. Also, before I start really ending the show here, shout out to Delirium Drew, PS4 hashtag GameCat, hashtag GameTag.
Delirium Drew, the hashtag.
Guys, join Discord now. Don't wait. Totally worth it. Great convos and great place to find friends for multiplayer games. That's an excellent point, Drew. I really appreciate you saying that and appreciate the donation. I can buy pizza tonight. It's excellent. But make sure you guys come back next week. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you join AJ over on PSVR Underground, who also does work on this channel. Sorry we didn't get to discuss your top 5 list of this week, but we will.
Really appreciate all the love and support. I know making a PS1 games that needs to come to PSVR is a weird thing to do, but it was a lot of fun revisiting those games. And really thank you, each and every one of you who checked out that video, left a comment. It was so great to see your own games, classic PlayStation games that you want to bring to VR. Really, really meant a lot to me. Each and every one of you that commented, you know who you are. Love you guys so much, man. It was really blessed to hang out and talk about that stuff with you guys. So
also make sure you subscribe to Davestation as well, our regular co-host here,
and subscribe to Jeremy King.
And make sure that if you like Jeremy, which how could you not like Jeremy, you swing by the channel every Monday night at 9:30 ish.
9 to 9:15.
Okay.
I might be there, I might not. No.
Yeah.
No.
For his weekly live stream, currently doing the Persistence live stream. He will be doing episode 3 of that this upcoming Monday. It's sucked that we missed you on this Monday, but hey, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to next Monday that much more now, which is fucking bullshit because you guys just heard me say that I don't really watch when you stream. But obviously, guys, join the Discord. Hit us up on patreon.com/withoutparolegames. Contribute to the channel. We love you all. And please, please, please be here next week for the best Gamescast Live ever. For another episode of PSVR Gamescast Live. That's AJ, that's Jeremy, this is Bryan. And we're out of here. Oh, come on.
Later, guys.
I'm never ready with this exit thing.
Jeremy, can you tell us a story while the outro is going?
Here it goes.
Shit, a story.
Yeah,
caught me so off guard. Oh, I had a successful run-in with a gentleman.
With a
what? A homeless gentleman?
I've had a major streak throughout my life. Different incidents.
Homeless Jesuses.
I love this already.
Back to homeless people, and all of them have denied me in a way that I have not forgotten. Like,
you've been denied by homeless people?
All of them.
What, money? Did you ask them for money?
No, my first dude was literally, I think I was 18 or 19 getting off at Kelly Square, and I put my blinker on the homeless guy, literally a classic sign, will work, classic sign. I had fruit with me. I went to hand him the fruit. He says, no. So
what?
I was like, what the fuck? So that was number one. Then there was, I've told before on the channel of my incident with the, Reuben fish sandwich. You remember that?
Yep.
2 years back? And then there was another follow-up. I cannot recall at this moment. And to do with the granola bars. That was like, I ain't got no teeth, dude. And then, so this guy, he had some issues, deformities, and he was young. And I felt really bad. And I had 3, an apple and 2. And I opened the window, and he said, what's going on? I said, hey, you want my... Sure, thank you very much. And and he said, thank you. So he kind of renewed me.
Nice. You know what the trick is? Pizza. I stopped by the side of the road, gave guy pizza. He didn't think twice. He was like, hell yeah, pizza. That's the trick, man. That's the trick.
That was.
I started out bad. Once. That.
Yeah.
Oh well. So if I could get with Doc Brown, I get the DeLorean. I go back to '96 and I give that dude pizza.
Oh my God.
It might have changed. future.
We are so.
We just got to find the DeLorean.
We are
That's it.
so ending this stream. Good night,